Vengo en busca de respuestas con el manojo lleno y vengo como un libro abierto, ansiosa de aprender la historia no contada de nuestros ancestros, con el viento que dejaron los abuelos y que vive en cada pensamiento de esta amada tierra. ¿Quién sabe?
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Indiana Pacers. For Indiana, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Paul George came back last season from that injury, and it wasn't too much of a surprise, Kenny, how his absence revealed just how valuable a player he is.
Yeah, he's not just a scorer like a lot of great players supposedly great players are.
There is a buzz in the air in the sold-out arena here in Indianapolis, Indiana. You'll see Los Angeles facing the Indiana Pacers. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke. And now the Lakers starting group. Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Clarkson is out there with Russell. And it's Hibbert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
Here's Russell. Paul George making his last shot. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Russell with it. Kicks it to Bryant. Shot clock at 5. A 3 ball. And that one's good. Russell's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
That's good. 6 points for Paul George.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Here's Bryant, and the layup's good off the glass. Bryant's got his second basket of the game.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
The shot by Clarkson, no good.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. But the defense offers just a little bit of resistance. He doesn't take it up quite strong enough. 4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100% can't do better than that.
Kobe misses.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Got that one up quick. And it's 8 points here for George.
That's his 4th straight make right out the chute. He's setting a pretty high standard for himself here.
Just like you draw it up before you come out.
Now, here's Clarkson. Back to Kobe. Russell with a wide open look. And again, the Lakers no good.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. He had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
Here is Russell after the made shot from Monte Ellis. And there's Bryant. That's good on the assist by Russell. And it's 6 points for Kobe Bryant. Pacers leading by 3. Here's George. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Bryant. And thinking back on George's injury, still a very graphic image in everyone's mind, but he was able to bounce back.
Yeah, it was great to see him get some game time before the end of the season after that horrific injury. A credit to him working as hard as he did, as well as to the training staff that got him back to be able to play before the end of the season.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Bill comes in for LaVoy Allen. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for George. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Ellis. Here's Clarkson following the score by Indiana. They grabbed their own miss and finished off by Bass.
and able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound.
And that one's good. Indiana leading. T2 from Hill. And there are the Pacers with another bucket. 1:44 left to play in the first. Clarkson kicks to Williams. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Williams has got his first 2 points.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half. And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
Hill, he's checked in for Hill. Here's Williams. It's rebounded by Indiana. Stuckey outside. Stuckey's got 6.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Now here's Williams. This one for 3. That's good. 5 points in the game.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there? Because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
Here's Clarkson after Jordan Hill's bucket. Clarkson kicks to Williams, and it's Williams again missing. To the inside. Stuckey. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. 8 points in the game for Stuckey. Lakers trail by 6. Here's Young. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And there's the foul. It's going to go on Solomon Hill. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Coming onto the floor for the Lakers, D'Angelo Russell.
Here's Russell. Hill with some nice D.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a lick.
Here we go, Pacers fans. Now coming onto the court.
We're talking to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do.
I think I had that all my life. I always had to prove somebody wrong, and you know.
And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas after their quick exit from the playoffs a season ago. Clark, it's been a decade in the league now for this very talented guard.
And you know, that kind of relentless determination is really something Monte is known for, and one of the reasons he has been around for 10 years in the NBA as a consistently good player and lethal scorer.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
It's been a point of emphasis, no doubt, to make sure they attack the rim offensively.
I love the fact they're not settling for outside shots. Keep attacking that rack.
They've got Turner. Hill is out there with Ellis. Then there's Lavoy Allen. And it's Hill in at the small forward. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
Hey, guys, no doubt George Hill had it rough last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury, came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Russell kicks to Williams. And it's sent back by Hill. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill. Here's Williams. 5 points in the game. They recover it.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
No one near Turner as he lets it go. Again, Indiana. And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists, partly because he was finally treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
The Pacers making a switch here. George is checked in, and they double up Russell. Kobe with it. George picks him up. 5 to shoot. And it's Russell missing. Pacers leading by 10. Oh, and here we go. Ellis has got the fast break chance. Outside, George. It's in. He's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Boy, that's his second foul, and he does not want to pick up number 3 here. That'll mess your game up for sure.
The Lakers making a switch here. Clarkson's checked in. Here's Kobe, and it's sent back by George. Plenty of space, and again it's Indiana. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for Indiana.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Well, the defense is what did the Lakers season in last year, but their offense struggled at times as well, Clark. They just couldn't count on things night to night.
Well, they were near the bottom of the league in most offensive categories, Kevin. Bottom 5 in field goal percentage and three-point percentage. The efficiency just wasn't there.
Bryant is double. Can they get it? Here's Randall, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Ellis can't get it to go.
I'll tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide-open shots like that.
A shot by Clarkson, no good. Pacers leading by 12, and it's Ellis. Oh, George!
Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clark, he's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free reign.
And that replay is sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Gentlemen, Byron Scott had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He was intent on running the offense through Kobe. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. Guys, they've got a decent hole to dig themselves out of, but still a lot of time left to do it. We'll see if those adjustments help.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Stuckey for 3. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. And that's 11 points for Rodney Stuckey.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And Indiana making a change here. Hill's checked in.
Solomon.
Lakers trail by 15.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs a new 4-year deal, and last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37% from the field.
Shoots off the screen. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Well, Greg, getting back to Young, it's tough to completely judge him on last year's numbers because he was fighting through knee injuries, ankle injuries, all kinds of things. Clark, they only played 42 games.
Yeah, but when he's right, he can light it up. I mean, he's a go-to scorer, but he just never got right last season. I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 14 points and 1 rebound. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
I love how they opened the game up. They pushed the ball up court at every opportunity, and they put the defense on their heels. But it wasn't just a track meet. It was a well-thought-out strategy that the coaches had way beforehand. We'll see what adjustments get made to try to stop their transition game in the second half.
Shaq, your take on the Lakers.
Well, when you look at the opponent field goal percentage, that tells the whole story. They gave them way too many good looks. When they come out of the break, they got to play way tougher, Ernie. Get those hands up. Get in your opponent's face. Do something.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it...
And now, let's do it for yours.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
George having a fantastic game. He's got 14 points and a block. He's been their leader, stirring the drink at the offensive end and then anchoring the defense.
Yeah, Clark, what an example he's been setting out there.
And on the floor for Byron Scott as we get into the second half. Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Russell. And it's Hibbert in its center. Turner passes to George. Turner dishes to George. Goes up on the wing, and again it's Indiana converting.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
The Indiana Pacers had a solid season last year, given they were without their star for most of it. They played well at home.
Yeah, even without Paul George, they were in contention. How about 23-18 at home, which is really a solid mark when you consider they didn't have their 2 best players from a season ago.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Lou Williams checked in for Clarkson. The basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Lakers shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
And, you know, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
Pacers leading by 19.
You know, for the Pacers and their 23-18 home record, that was better than several teams that made the playoffs in the East. They were very tough at home at the defensive end of the floor.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Russell against Hill. Nobody near Williams. The rebound by Turner.
And the Pacers were 3rd in the league in field goal percentage against at home. Something about this crowd really drives the Pacers on the defensive end, even in a down year.
And the shot is good. That's 23 points for Paul George.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
And Bryant kicks to Williams. Kicked by Randall. Dishes to Hibbert. Lakers passing it around. Great open look there.
Putting you in.
And it's 9 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of getting their offense.
Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
Russell with the bucket.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
On occasions last year, the Lakers were all right at offense. Other times, they were just stagnant. There was just no motion, nothing going on.
That's a great point. And their ball movement could use some work. A lot of ISOs last season, and it killed a lot of the flow the team had in the half court.
And Bryant kicks to Russell. Down low, here's Hibbert. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Hibbert's got his second basket of the game.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
You know, for the Lakers, they were okay at the assist department, guys, but they were dead last in the league in secondary assists. That, to me, is indicative of an inefficient offense and also a new stat category.
And it's Miles missing.
Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Textbook work. Close enough to bother the shot. Good challenge, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact. Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim. And for the Lakers and that secondary assist stat, that just means they aren't making the extra pass, or it means they are holding on to the ball too long. Either way, it hurts the offense. And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Handle a screen on Turner. And then Hibbert with the dunk.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
Hey guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Pacers?
They keep mounting up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Turner. Solomon Hill comes in for C.J. Miles. Rodney Stuckey's subbed in for Hill. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Robert Sacre, he's checked in for Hibbert. Pass comes in for Julius Randle. Young's checked in for Bryant. And Jordan Clarkson in for Williams. Hill, he's checked in for Indiana. Knocked away. It's taken away by Stuckey. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. .50 seconds left here in the third quarter. Pass to Clarkson. Here's the three. Cannot hit.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the third. Russell kicks to Young. Pass with the screen. And there's the foul. It's going to go on Solomon Hill. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Personal foul.
On defense, Indiana. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. And it's good. Clarkson's got 6 points.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches. He used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
And now, let's get it. We go.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Indiana leading by 16. Stuckey and George make up the perimeter. Hill is out there with Stuckey. And it's Hill in at the point guard position. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Pass, a screen on Hill. And the call will be against George Hill. That is his first foul of the game.
Substitution on the court.
And they double up Russell. Young with no one around. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got his 4th assist in this one. George against Young. And George, here we go. Rejected by Young. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain the possession. LaVoy Allen checked in for Hill. And the Lakers also making a switch. Kobe's checked in for Nick Young. They get a hand on it. Hill with it. He's picked up by Russell. Indiana moving it around. Clock at 4. Here's George. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. George has got 13 points here in the second half alone. Russell dishes to Williams. Looking to get it going. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Lou Williams won the Sixth Man Award last year, Clark, in the NBA. He's not a playmaker, although he kind of plays that position a little bit. This guy scores the ball very well coming off the bench.
He really does. I mean, he looks like a guard because of his size, but he's truly an explosive scorer, and that's the strength of his game, and that's who he is and what he does.
Julius Randle's checked in for the Lakers. On the wing, George, guarded by Kobe. And it's the Lakers on the break. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Can't hit the free throw line jumper.
You know, and when you look at Lou Williams, he's always had a shooting guard skill set in kind of a point guard's body. Now, he's not just a long-range bomber. He will attack the basket and earn his share of trips to the foul line. And that's where he's really deadly. 86% from the stripe last season.
Timeout call for Lakers.
And, you know, back to Williams, sometimes it's better to own one thing, be a master at that, than try to fit a round peg into a square hole. I mean, he's not a really good passer. Never has been. That's not who he is. But he can heat up quickly as a scorer. And that's the side where you put jelly and butter on his toast.
Turner's checked in for Ian Mahoney. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, Byron Scott had some advice for his team in that last time out. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Randle. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. A few late-on-the-fly adjustments as the situation gets more desperate for them. It's going to be a tough hill to climb, guys.
Thanks, Doris. The Lakers weren't very good at all last season, Clark, and they just didn't have any teeth in their road game.
Well, you know, they shot threes on the road well, Kevin. Percentage in the league, as a matter of fact. Still, they just couldn't hold on to leads.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder, how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it, in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around. And the Lakers would end with a road record of 9-32. That is a franchise worst for them and sums up the year they had away from Staples.
And it's Bryant in the corner. No luck.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And they're giving themselves extra possessions and have taken advantage of it. And that's critical. You can shoot a few lesser percentage if you're getting more opportunities at the rim.
Hibbert, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Timeout call for Pacers.
You know, looking at the Lakers, a big thing for them as we get back to their road woes is they didn't win a single game on the road in their division. In a word, that's terrible.
Monte Ellis checked in for Indiana.
George! Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And now's the time for them to step on the gas pedal. Don't let up. Keep letting it fly from deep and build that lead. Play through the finish line, not to it. Keep the pressure on. Monte Ellis getting it done. Wow.
And the call will be against George Hill. That'll be his second foul of the game. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahimi's checked in for Turner. Hill comes in for Allen. Solomon Hill, he's checked in for George. Rodney Stuckey's subbed in for George Hill. A big group substitution here for the Lakers. Sacre, he's checked in for Hibbert. Bass comes in for Julius Randle. Young's checked in for Williams. And it's Clarkson in for Russell.
They've stepped up their three-point shooting game in the second half. They're letting it fly out there with reckless abandon.
Not lacking in confidence, and I really like that. Sometimes you see teams get conservative once they get a lead, playing not to lose. And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Indiana.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just at times toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see a game this was for George. There wasn't much they could do to slow it down as he was converting every good chance he got. And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
Ellis, that's good.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And here is Los Angeles now. Here's Bryant. Here's Bass. Rebounded by Ellis. Stolen by Clarkson. Bass. And he goes in for the dunk.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Guys, Paul George standing by with me here.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George. He had an outstanding third quarter. Whatever they needed in terms of energy and offense, he was the firepower that propelled them during the second half.
Well, Paul George showing us again tonight why he is one of the premier wing players in the NBA. We know that defensively he's always going to do the job, but he's just as valuable on the other end, scoring off the catch or the dribble.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.